Hi guys, this is Ramat from Best Gaming Settings. If this is the first time to our channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Today we'll discuss about Dueling Ultimate Mordhau guides. Alright guys, let's begin our discussion. Combat in Mordhau is a bit more complicated than in most Battle Royale games. While PUBG and Fortnite uses guns, Mordhau uses swords, axes and other weapons from the Middle Age. The skills required to use these weapons effectively is much greater than with guns. Much like real life sword fighting, it is a complicated sword system to learn. Mordhau might deviate from historical accuracy at times for the sake of gameplay, but the dueling metagame is much more complicated than any system in other Battle Royale. Mastering dueling is going to be key to win more games in Mordhau. However, it is going to take a while. If you want to get the hang of this, you first need to know about the weapons in the game. Take some time to learn the different weapons and their combat style. We have a videos on Mordhau weapons guide so that you can take a look at this video for more information about Mordhau weapons. I gave the video link in the description below. Once you have found the one that works for you, you then need to focus on improving your strategy with these weapons. Practice is the main thing you need to get good at this game. Once you know what you are doing and what you need to practice on, you can enter dueling servers for the purpose of practicing your dueling. Spending some time in these servers will help you perfect your dueling abilities. Once you have done this, you can start applying this skill to Battle Royale's game. Dueling in Mordhau has all sort of advanced techniques, but they largely fall into a few categories. Offensive moves to actually damage your opponents are just as important as defensive. However, movement is the key to both. There are specific strategies for moving around in duels that can help you make the most out of your defensive and offensive skills. Understanding the movement of player during a duel will stop you from getting pinned in or taking unnecessary damage. It can also help you ensure you time your strike just right for maximum damage. If you are stood in place during a duel, you will going to die. Equally, if you are moving around completely at random in a panic, you are probably going to die. If you master those movement techniques, you should be able to gain control of the area around you while dueling. Doing this can help you use your movement and your enemies to your advantage. There are some things you have to consider moving while dueling. Where you place yourself is going to decide every single battle. If you are placed in a wrong spot, you want to win. Use the placement of your enemy as an indicator of what movement you should be doing. This falls into defensive movement or offensive movement. Learning the difference and when to strike, when to take the offensive can make all the differences. As your enemy is attacking you, you are on the defensive. You need to be making defensive movement during this time. The first is to get yourself out of your enemy's attack range so they miss, while parrying and deflecting is also important. The most fundamental movement is to get out of danger. Master this before heading on of more advanced techniques. When players sprint attack at you, their movement speed will greatly increase. If you have been practicing the perfect retreat from an attack, this can throw you off. Be sure to keep in mind this move so you can react to it when necessary. Now let's talk about dodging and striking distance. Defensive movement is useful for staying out of an attacking range. Performing this successfully depends entirely upon your ability to predict the attack of different weapons. This is why you need to learn to anticipate the attacks of each weapon. Learning how each works in dueling will help you have an advantage over players and defend properly against their attack. You need to learn the strike distance of each weapon and attack. Once you know how far back to move to dodge an attack, you can be positioned perfectly to re-enter their space with an attack. While you are on defensive, you should move out of strike range every time the enemy attacks. As the attack ends, you can re-enter this attack's range to counter attack. Timing this perfectly will allow you to get a strong counter attack in without taking any damage yourself. The most basic dodging move is to step right and left as an attack comes in to dodge it. Practice this until it becomes completely second nature. You can turn to dodge overhead strike and duck under horizontal strike. Jumping over them can also work, but it is unreliable. You will get hit often this way, so try to avoid relying on it too much. If an enemy is continuously dodging you, you should parrying this counter attack. This lets you break up the cycle of strike and dodge. Parrying can drain an enemy's stamina as they dodge and counter attack. Doing this will help you regain the advantage. You gain a speed boost as you charge into an attack. A good last ditch move to dodge an attack is to bring a charge attack in a direction away from your enemy. Cancel this attack out once you start to move and you should move from your enemy's range. Now Now let's talk about offensive and defensive dueling strategies. A good defense is the best offense, but a good offense is also pretty vital. You can be the best dodger in the world, but you still need to get a hit in yourself. That's why it's important to also master offensive strategies. Once you have perfected your defense, you need to know how to follow this up. As you defend, when you get yourself opening, you need to switch to the attack. Press the enemy backward onto the defensive and regain control of the fight. Switching away at an enemy won't help you if they have a good defense. You should throw in a feint to break up their dodging habits. This will force them to parry early. Another good move is to throw an enemy off is to morph your attack. Morphing your attack is beginning on attack, then during the wind up period immediately beginning another. This will make on attack move into another halfway through. Doing this will confuse your enemy and make you hard to dodge. If your enemy is anticipating your defensive parries and moves, accelerating your attack with a sprint or change can break the stalemate. This can change up your pattern and let you take the offensive ground back. Parrying is the simplest and best defensive technique. Right click as an attack comes in to parry it away. You need to follow this up with an attack of your own to make the most out of it. Enemies will grunt just before they attack. Use this as an indicator for a parrying or a dodge. Make sure you pay attention to those noise to time your attacks right. If you can master these attacking and defensive dueling strategies, you can start to take control of duels in any games mode and win more games. Guys, that was all for this video. Please let us know what you think of this video by comment, and thanks for watching.